to recording. Okay, I will just hide the videos there. Right, well, if anybody joins us, I'll let them in as we go, but otherwise I'll start off from now, and I will just fully share it. So there we go. So, standard starting point from our webinars. Welcome to everybody. The reason for doing this is basically to share a developer each webinar that we do. So this front screen is just to let you know that we tell you a little bit about Luxury in the Sun, what the project is about, North Cyprus in general, and obviously welcoming from the property perspective any investment potential, including the buy and process payment plans and everything that that developer has to offer, and inspection trips that we would hopefully soon be able to be welcoming people to for a viewing shortlist and lawyers meeting, and a little bit about North Cyprus. So Luxury in the Sun, obviously some of you are aware of who we are anyway, but just to let you know who we are. Yannicka and I started Luxury in the Sun, but since then we've grown a little bit in terms of people who work with us to promote North Cyprus and its lovely coastline and properties, including these guys in Norway, Eric and Heidi, Robert and Tonya Namil, who have now back from Spain into Norway. Different locations in Norway, so obviously gives us an opportunity to pick up people from different locations. Paul and Karen, previously of Abu Dhabi, they are owners in Pine Valley and North Cyprus, now back in the UK. Laura sitting next to me, who looks after our TRNC sales and clients as and when from all over the globe when they come via Rightmove, etc. Then Sarah and Jan in Spain from Javier, where we have a place and we collaborate with them on Spanish properties. They're looking to do the same for North Cyprus. And Marwan, who sends his regrets he can't make tonight, but also an owner in Water Lily Gardens in Bachelli from Dubai. So why are we different to everybody else in terms of agents? Well, because we fell for the place ourselves, we like to get to know our customers right from the off, which includes spending a few days and shortlisting some options rather than just one-off viewings. And we don't feel that works as well when we are not actually taking into account all what the client requires. So we spend a bit of time with them, 3-4 days or whatever their trip here happens to be on holiday or whatever. We also insist on using an independent lawyer, so we offer a free 1-hour consultation. So obviously you can ask all the questions that we've probably already answered, but obviously you can get it from a legal perspective. And if you choose to use that lawyer for a power of attorney on a purchase, then obviously he or she would represent you going forward. Because my first purchase here was in 2004-5, we've been coming for a number of years, so we collaborate with a numerous amount of other agents, and the developers that we choose are the right developers in terms of longevity and quality, etc. So we can collate all this rather than have to spend time going around many different agents, which can be quite confusing, but also duplicated as well. If you can stand spending time with us, we spend a bit of social time showing you what North Cyprus has to offer. And importantly, we go through the whole process, including after the sale. We'd like to keep in touch with our clients with regards to rentals or any assistance they need in any maintenance or whatever, because we've got those contacts. If they don't have them from the developer, we'd like to stay in contact with them for that. Available on our YouTube channel and can be emailed after previous projects which we've done over the recent weeks, which include Sun Valley, which is 2 developments very close together. Sun Valley by the Sea, which is a number of developments starting from a studio from 44,000 up to bungalows 359, which the bungalows are actually all sold out. But these are based around restaurants, pools, tennis court, and all the sort of amenities that you require. And you get a VIP card that covers both of these developments. So you can use the leisure centre and the pools in all the other developments, which are 10 minutes apart. And they will have transfer minibuses to take you to those, or the beach, or the supermarket. So there's quite a vast amount of amenities to go with your purchase. On another week, a totally new hotel concept style development, which is Esentepe Cliff, which is based in Esentepe village, and obviously, as the name suggests, up on the cliff looking out over the Mediterranean with some fantastic views. They are only 2 floors high because that's a regulation in the Esentepe area. So all of these would also have a VIP card exclusive to anybody that purchases on here for all the amenities. So some great rate of rental potential, and again, starting prices for a studio are 44,000, and they go up to 3-bedroom penthouses in the 200s, and also there are a small selection of semi-detached villas at 180,000. So this is a project that's just started under construction now. So that just gives you an idea of the amenities that will be available on this development. And there's also going to be an elevator down from the cliff directly to the beach, where there will be a cycle path, walkway, and cafe bar, beach bar, etc. All in process now, about 24 to 28 months away in terms of build. Good old favourite for us all, Maldives Homes, Cyprus construction, we did in week 1. This is a picture of phase 1, which the gardens are looking absolutely amazing. The actual pictures are actually far better than the original 3Ds when it was a dream. Phase 1 is totally sold out. Phase 2 is totally sold out, although there is 1 resale available on there, and actually 2 villas available, 1 2-bedroom, 1 3-bedroom. And prices here are, which we'll demonstrate a bit further on, have increased capital growth so much in the 2 years since they've built, since 2018. It's amazing. And this has really put itself on the map in Baceli in North Cyprus. So much so that in the adjacent land, they are now including a new development, which is due to start early part of next year. Mykonos Homes, which is based upon a hotel called Coco Tago, and Santorini type of style with the options of swimming pool or jacuzzi on every apartment. So it gives you fantastic views, but also your own swimming pool area or jacuzzi. So as you can see, that's the choice of options, but they will be elevated so everybody gets a sea view, because the villas at the front, you will be higher than that in all your apartments. Also from the same developer in terms of investment, these are studios very close to Esentepe Beach, 156 units. More than 80% of them are already sold out, actually, starting at 39,000 for a garden unit and 49,000 for a penthouse unit. These also have payment plans of 36 months interest-free or up to 7 years with interest, which is decided on the day of contract signing. There's also a 5% rental guarantee option on this as well, should you wish to use it as an investment to pay back your purchase after key handover. But as I say, these are sold really well, not so many left of these now. The reason for the success of this is that they are opposite the new marina, which is still in planning stages, although they have briefly started some development in terms of some build. Until the whole project is approved, it won't continue, but this will be opposite Pearl, as you can see. And lastly, with this developer, there was Idyll Homes, which is a small development, well on the way in terms of construction, hoping to finish by January next year, COVID allowing. Close to a supermarket, Chinese restaurant, pharmacy, Yappy DIY market, and also a straight walk down to Esentepe Sandy Beach. These prices were in the 89 to 120 region. And I think there's 3 left in this development now. That just gives you an idea of the duplex style. So today's developer is Kensington, another one of the developers with a longevity in North Cyprus. They do several locations, namely in Boaz, and this is over on the east side of the island on a sandy beach development, and also villas and apartments along the north coast. But there's a short video just to follow, so I'll play you that first, and then I'll explain to you some of the details. So just play you this.
Legendary birthplace of Aphrodite and the 3rd largest island in the Mediterranean, Cyprus is a stepping stone between civilizations. Lying at the crossroads between many great cities, Cyprus has everything to offer those looking for warm seas and year-round sunshine. It is easily accessible, welcoming visitors from around the world. With over 20 years' experience in the property industry, proven record for high-end quality and design, with more than 3,000 properties in our portfolio, our largest project, the region's development plan features 14 five-star hotels, beach clubs, restaurants, shops and facilities, including an 18-hole golf course. It's a future tourism heaven with potential and ambition. With the surrounding area offering history, culture and tradition, there's so much to discover. Being the only residential seafront project in the area, every property enjoys sea views. The facilities are both extensive and varied, with a wealth of land and water-based activities, restaurant, spa, gym, market and much more. Our beach is a major attraction with its enviable stretch of sandy shoreline. Deck's restaurant proves popular at all times of the day, with pool and pier bars for on-the-spot refreshment and evening entertainment. With phase 1 nearly sold out, further expansion will include low-rise apartments to complement the existing development along with additional pools and facilities. If what you've seen isn't enough incentive, the price of property is dramatically different from the rest of the Mediterranean, attracting international investors. Choose from a wide range of luxury studio, 1, 2 and 3 bedroom apartments, encompassing penthouses with jacuzzis to ground floor apartments with private pools. Statistics indicate high returns on property, both in capital growth and rental yields, which is only forecast to improve. With all this and the beach included, why wouldn't you want a piece of this paradise for your own?
Well, I think that probably says it all about Kensington. As you can see, it's quite varied in terms of what they have to offer. And in fact, the starting prices currently with a winter offer are actually lower than that. They are actually $49,950 at the moment. But just to give you some examples of the different options that Kensington offer. Now, these are mainly in the development which is on the east coast, which is Bafra. Sorry, not I said. What did I say? I said Boaz. Sorry, I meant Bafra. Same sort of area, but a little bit further on. So they give a very different selection of properties here, starting with studios and one-bed smart apartments, which effectively is a studio with the one of the bedrooms actually taken off separately. So they call it a smart apartment. So the square meterage is the same, but they separate one room off. So it's actually like a one-bed apartment, but studio size. So you can see they start from, at the moment, $49,950, although it says $59 here. They've just come out with a new price this week. So one-bed smart apartments, studios, then officially one-bed apartments where the square meterage is slightly larger with an official separate bedroom. Two-bed apartments, and these prices actually have stayed very standard over recent years in terms of entry point, namely because they've sold out the previous phases, so they're obviously moving to the next block. So these are being sold in most cases off-plan. There are one or two, I say off-plan or under construction. There are one or two available, but mostly the finished ones are already sold. This development itself has a very good rental setup and management setup. So much so we're working with them on luxury rentals for our own website, which will be launched in the early part of next year. Because they have such a range and a beach and everything very close to them, it's an ideal opportunity for renting luxury at good prices. In terms of three-bed, they have three-bed apartments, but they also have a three-bed apartment on the ground floor with its own private pool, which is a very novel idea. And they all have sea views, but actually three-bed with a pool starting at $189 in the location that they are is absolutely fantastic prices. And the actual gross area of 120 square meters plus is actually very good in terms of its living area, terraces and internal space. So you can see they do everything from studio right the way through. This development, the only thing it doesn't have in this particular development is villas because of the style of development that it is. And then if you want to go penthouse, which you can then add gazebos and jacuzzis and everything to, they do a 2 and 3 bedroom version. And again, marvellous sea views from these penthouse roof terraces. And they are very spacious for any use that you want to add on to the top. So in terms of the resort here, I won't ask you to read this because it's all small, but just to give you an idea, that's all the options that they can offer on site, from the usual stuff like maintenance and airport transfer, but they have gardening, pool cleaning, laundry, all these things are included, obviously, if you're purchasing on site, but also for the people that may rent from you, they can actually get everything under one roof. So just to explain it a little bit in terms of their accessory amenities, previously they had outdoor pools, but they recently finished a new leisure centre size with an indoor swimming pool and all the facilities of a spa. They're just building a completely new size restaurant to seat over 300 people, which it's forecast to finish early next year. But also the other standard amenities with bicycle hire, tennis court, volleyball, walking, trekking, all those, as you can see there, mini golf, all on site and all useful for you and family or renters to use. One thing it doesn't mention here, although it mentioned in the video, the 5-star hotels along this coastline, they do also offer a day pass and transfer from this development to any of those hotels. And from last summer's pricing, they were about €30 per day, which included breakfast, dinner, and lunch, and local drinks. So yes, so as Laura says, exclusively to Thalassa and that beach location. So you can go to all those amazing hotels along there for €30 for a whole day on a day pass from this resort. So that's an added extra, as well as excursions to Belapes and Carpaz and all those other things on the island. So yeah, just a continuation from the water sports side of it, obviously, because they have the beach. Obviously, the jet skis, banana boats, all those things are horrible during the summer periods. Numerous sunbeds and cabanas on the beach, and there's also a small walk to Secret Beach, which is a absolutely amazing sandy beach, which is tucked away, which you can go and spend some time pretty much on your own and watch the sunset or sunrise. And then for the youngsters, there is a games room with all the standard things like pool table, etc. So where is it? In terms of this map, you can see the locations where Kensington are building. What we're talking about here is Bafra Tourism Centre, which is on the panhandle of the Carpaz. Easy access from Famagusta. So if you're coming into Ercan Airport, it's as easy as getting to the east coast as it is to the north coast. And then the Kensington developments on the north coast are along towards the golf club in the Esentepe area up here on the north coast. So you can see from the north side of North Cyprus, you can get access from Larnaca in less than 1.5 hours, and Ercan 35 to 40 minutes. This is an aerial shot just to show you the Esentepe region, where they are close to the beach. Just off the main road below us here, this is a development called Turtle Bay, which they built some 12 plus years ago. They've added 2 new 1 and 2 bed apartment blocks into here, which you can, a bit of a hazy picture, but you can see just down here on the right hand side, which is Olive Grove, which is 1 bed apartments. And they're also adding on this side Carpathia, which is 2 bed apartments on a site where they've also got very luxurious villas up to 2.5 million, which is Villa Adam on the front here, which is for sale. If anybody would like to put in an offer, feel free. It has 7 bedrooms with its own driver and maid service and everything. So luxury down to studio 1-bedroom sizes. Now, because we didn't have any villas with regards to Kensington on the Bafra site, this is actually a new villa style that they are building in the Esentepe area. Very sort of modernistic style, 3-bedroom, good size, all with a sizable plot with a view to the sea and access to its own beach. And these are actually starting in the market at $259, which actually from a new build is actually a stunning price. Added to that a payment plan option as well. At the moment, there's 1 built and 1 sold with 7 other plots available. But as you can see, they are a very nice style. And actually, you can walk to most of the amenities. I would say not quite walkable to the golf club, but within the facility, you've got 7 other swimming pools and all the facilities all walkable from here. So just to give you an idea, that 259 from a price perspective, 157 square meters internally, 220 including your terraces, 3 bed, 3 bath. It has a private parking area, Your private pool is optional, which is additional if you decide to have a pool. And if you purchase, they're only quoting a 12-month construction time. Obviously, things may have changed slightly with COVID, but that's what they're still quoting currently. And to give you a quick feel for the pricing of their payment plans, if you decided on a plot, 5,000 reservation would reserve it for you, and then 30% on contract, and then the rest will follow on your construction period. There is also obviously a chance that you can slow down or speed up that construction with regards to the payments. Or if you wanted to choose a slightly different route, you can go pay 50% and the balance over 50 years with the interest currently at 6.9%. But again, that would be done on the day of contract. So it just gives you an idea that they're not priced out of the market. They're actually very good from an off plan, and you can obviously see the quality on site. So now we go on to the aerial picture from another side. The arrow pointing here is the one-bed apartments. These have actually been very successful, though they're now working into phase 2 and reduced the prices to $49,950 only this week. So they've already sold out phase 1, and they're quite spacious for a one-bedroom apartment, but also very good in terms of prices because the studios prices are very similar. This is a separate one-bedroom. So this is the current blocks that they've just finished. And to give you an idea, 44 square meters with a 13 terrace, separate one-bedroom. You have a communal pool on site, but also 7 additional communal pools and all the other additional extras that this site offers. You're also very close to the bus route to go into Gurney or up to Esentepe, etc. 2 beaches walkable from here, and two bar and restaurants on site actually at the moment, with a supermarket planned across the road, which would be useful for all of us in this location. So offer price at the moment, there's 3 units in a winter offer at $49,950. And the payment plans are similar to what I've just shown you before, available over 50% down and 50% on a payment plan, or over the construction period, again, approximately 12 months. This probably is so this is a very short version of the one-bedroom. So you can see the communal area already built in front of you. Stylishly furnished. If you require, you can make a choice or choose from their furniture packs. So that's the one-bedroom Olive Groves. And then a short drive in the same development is Elite 2 bedrooms. Gunnar, you remember we went here. Hopefully you can remember we took you to this development. 2 bedrooms, 63 internal area, 20 square meter terrace. Actually, most have a very good sea view, particularly the penthouse versions. Communal pool, actually a very nice area in front of this small development of Elite apartments, but also you get the use of the other 7 pools and all the other accessories, the bus route, beaches, etc. on site. They have 2 remaining at the moment, reduced from 99 to 79, 950. And actually they've got a very nice olive green style to them, which actually is a little bit different to a lot of what's on North Cyprus. Great location for everything walkable as well. And rather than listen to me talk, there's a quick view of this as well. Apologies for the music, I don't choose this. Very good quality build. And again, same furniture choices that you can select from their furniture supplier or even your own. I think the olive shutters and windows actually really set it off quite nicely. Very spacious terraces and balconies. Really nice exclusive communal area for these apartments. And walking down to the beach. So that's 2-bedroom elite. Now we'll move on to what attracts people to North Cyprus. Some of it we know, some of it maybe is new, but in terms of North Cyprus in itself, it has steeped in history and antiquities. Not only is it shared with the mountain range of the Kyrenian mountain range behind, but also the Mediterranean in front. So the North Coast is certainly a place from the tourist point of view, but also for the scenery. It has a donkey sanctuary and some marvellous beaches up in the Karpaz and some lovely coves that you can find where you'll be the only person on the beach. In terms of its mountain range, it has 3 castles, Bafra, Hilarion and last one, Cantara, which you can actually do a walk between, but also there are some stunning views, obviously while they were built there, but to actually climb up to them is amazing. You can see both sides of the island. The protected turtles, you can actually take part in turtle hatchlings twice a year. And many of the beaches have protected turtles, and they have a lot of students here that come to work on the turtle protection from the UK and everywhere every year. One of the areas which North Cyprus is really growing for, or should I say several of them, is education. There's 17 universities here with a plan for another 5, so we have more than 100,000 students in a non-COVID year attending North Cyprus, many of which decide to stay in terms of work and obviously enjoy the island. Dentistry has the most modern equipment actually, and having experienced it myself. Many people come here from the dentistry perspective, and also the hospitals, the university hospitals, which is the Near East Hospital pictured here. Again, very modern equipment, and in most cases you can get seen very, very quickly, and the prices from a private perspective are very low. And what's this one down the bottom? Oh yes, the reason I didn't understand the picture at the bottom is because this is plastic cosmetic surgery. There's a number of cosmetic surgeries available here. So many people come here for health tourism as well as education and dentistry and property, of course. So also, one of the main reasons, or a lot of reasons people come here, is the property pricing, which is significantly lower than the south of Cyprus, in most cases 50% or more. Many of the other Mediterranean island prices are much higher than North Cyprus. And obviously we will help you find that place of your dreams, but also should you wish to move on into something bigger, we'll also help you market it going forward as well. So, and we also look after the maintenance side of it with Laura's team if you would require us to do that. North Cyprus, why North Cyprus? Well, many options really, but to a few of those, we were the first country to actually corona-free and the lowest death rate. Unfortunately, not totally corona-free right now, but with the restrictions that they have in place, it's virtually like corona doesn't exist in North Cyprus, apart from masks in shops and supermarkets. In real terms, it's not affecting our day-to-day life apart from travel. So we consider ourselves to be very lucky to be here at the moment. The obvious thing, 300 plus days of sunshine, one of the best climates in Europe. Sea quality is always warm, even now in November, and obviously very clean and turquoise in many of the bays. Tourist investment really is seeing many more hotel chains and brand names being now seeing the opportunity in North Cyprus. The airport has been increased 3 times bigger from its original military-style airport. And as I mentioned, 110,000 students, 51,000 of them from Turkey, would normally be here in a normal year. And obviously we get some investment from the European Union and from Turkey. Cyprus had a water project under the sea, which provides us all with fresh mains water, and obviously agriculture and livestock. But a big point from the property perspective is the return on investment. Rental would see you pay off in many of your properties within 8 and 12 years. Some of them actually as low as 5 in the studio sizes. Published as 5th safest country in the world, and nearly zero crime in terms of feeling very comfortable with leaving your car unlocked and your house unlocked and things like that. Wide variety of culture and history, which go back many years, Ottoman, Byzantine, Roman, British. So lots to look into in North Cyprus. Very picturesque scenery, as we've said. The people are amazingly friendly, would help you to do anything, more so than anywhere else that I've experienced around the world. Sunshine, pretty much obvious. We've had another day today of 25 plus degrees in the middle of November, which is amazing. Calm, laid-back lifestyle was something I really liked when I first came here all those years ago. And obviously with the current Turkish lira at 10.11 to the pound, and to many other currencies also in that situation, it means to actually, if you're in a different currency to Turkish lira, you can actually live very well here, and also obviously invest in savings as well while the rate is what it is. Having been to actually been to the bank today, there are some investment savings accounts up to 18%. They were advertised 24%, but they've dropped back a little bit recently, and they're reviewing them with the Turkish lira as it is at the moment. We've mentioned the capital increase on properties. Some of those do peak at 15%, but you could typically say that between your off-plan and your key handover or availability for rental, you would see 20 to 30% capital increase if you decided to flip it and sell it, which obviously most people don't. But it's a comfort to know your property is increasing. And with the developments like these new developments, we're saying at Bafra, Cyprus Construction, Maldives, and Bashdazlar, etc., they all have significant rental income from Airbnb, etc. So your low cost of your initial purchase is always a plus point from your capital and rental, as well as your own use. Just to repeat what I was saying earlier in terms of the appreciation, this is just an example of Maldives, a 3-bedroom penthouse with a roof terrace that was launched at 220, which was one of the higher price ones in April 18, has now sold recently at 325. Some are resold. And a 2-bedroom garden apartment with terrace, which was around 140 at the original launch, has recently sold for 194. So from a capital increase, you can see that this particular development is really seeing its prices raised through the market. So buying off plan or under construction, either with a cash or with a payment plan, we'll see you get in at the right prices to increase your capital potential. What happens when we finally find the property that we want? Well, the buying process. Typically, the offer is made and accepted as anywhere else. Reservation deposit can be as low as 1,000, but typically 2,000, and sometimes one developer up to 5,000. We would have hopefully introduced you to a lawyer that you will pass power of attorney to, so that can carry on whether you're in country or not with the contract, etc. And once the contract's agreed and signed, payments have been made through the lawyer. They're always done through the lawyer-client account to remove any thoughts of issues of monies in any other body's hands than your lawyer. There would then be the stamped and lodged at the land registry on the title, so that property would now be on your name. Everybody has to have a permission to purchase in North Cyprus as a non-citizen, so you would need to apply to that for that. That doesn't actually stop your process of contract with buying, because this could take up to 6 to 9 months. So if you've continued to make your payments, obviously your property will be coming into your name, sometimes up to, as I say, 6 to 9 months. And the only reason that there would be any fallback on that is if your permission to purchase came back with something hugely negative. And we're not talking about speeding tickets or parking tickets or something minor. We're talking serious criminal activity, yes. And at that point, your title, if ready and the development is completed, so the title is all parcelized into individual lots, they would then be passed over to you. So it may be that your title wouldn't be available immediately, but when your permission to purchase comes through, it will be reviewed, and if available, transferred at that time. What costs should you consider when you're making a purchase on top of the sale price? Legal fees, typically up to £1,900, and you can generally add another 100 or so if you wanted to add a will to that as well for consideration of your North Cyprus property. One of the payments you do have to make with your contract is 0.5% stamp duty. The VAT, which is 5% on any new transaction, not on resales if they've already been paid, but this generally can be made within the 2-year period, so it doesn't necessarily need to be paid with the contract, because effectively it's not due until the development is completed. Title transfer, as we said, will be at the end of the development process, typically 6 to 9 months, or when the key handover is. But you get a reduction on your first purchase from 6 to 3%. So that 8% is not normally taken immediately. So your 0.5% is what you would need plus your lawyer fee to start. When the development is actually completed, there are water connection fees and electric connection fees. The water connection fee is handled by the Belediye or the council in that area, typically at the moment about £700. And the electric infrastructures, depending on how many development properties there are, I would say probably on average something like £1,500 would be a good point to raise, depending on, again, on how many units. And lastly, your general running costs, monthly council tax, which is 1.5 TL per square metre, so £60–70 a year is absolutely nothing. And electricity for your pool and your pool water, etc., is obviously dependent on how much you use on AC and your pool running over. But if you're on obviously on a development that's got communal pools, that's something you're paying in your monthly fees. Obvious additional services, holiday rentals if you decide to rent it, which would include cleaning and welcome packs and meet and greet. That can be with the developer or with Laura here if you've got wanted to do it separate from the developer. And this includes the general things like repairs, keeping an eye on the property, airing the property, and looking at any maintenance issues that may need to be done, and advising you for approval. And the general things like airport transfers, car rentals on site, and obviously advice on excursions, furniture packages we've mentioned. The biggest addition here is the residency permit assistance to avoid the issues of 15, 30 and 90 days on your visa. As a homeowner, you can apply for residency initially for a year, and then you can extend it after that. It's a minimal cost, roughly 500–700 lira, something like that. So a little bit more, maybe a bit more. Yeah, say 1,000 lira, which is roughly at the moment £100. And this system can be done online. But once you've got this residency permit, you have no worry about your visa time. You've obviously got a residency for that period of that year. So we can offer assistance on that as well. We mentioned the inspection trips. Standard ones are 4 nights, including breakfast, airport transfers, and your legal consultation. 3 of those days we would be taking you around your shortlist of properties. On occasions, these can be extended if you want to take a holiday, approximately €60 a night. But if you want to see 2 developers, often we can actually share that between 2 developers as well. So that's open to you, really. So that effectively concludes tonight's Kensington presentation. So if anybody's got any questions, feel free to ask, or you can drop them in the chat room and we'll send you the recording of this after. So anybody like to ask anything?
A couple of small comments.
Yes, please do.
Elite, 79,000. Wow, nice price.
Which one? Sorry, the 2-bed Elite. Yes.